The desert wind howled as I crouched behind the burned-out husk of a squad car, my M4 steady in my hands. The weight of it grounded me, but the ghosts wouldn't shut up. Tommy's laugh, his voice calling me big bro. One last time. He'd been a firefighter, a damn good one, until those racist pigs and their cartel pals gunned him down. They torched the scene, called it an accident. I'd promised him, after Mom and Dad died in the Gulf, I'd keep him safe. I failed. Now, their blood's my mission. I'm Hawk, ex-SEAL, and I don't run from fights. I end them. I've got a crew now. Hard men who've lost as much as me, and we're hunting. The cops who pulled the trigger. The cartel dogs who paid him. The kingpin laughing from his throne. They're all marked. I smell their sweat already, hear their panicked whispers in the dark. They thought they'd bury us with Tommy. They lit the fuse instead. They spilled my brother's blood. I'll drown them in theirs. The wind cut through the desert like a blade, carrying the stink of ash and diesel. I knelt by the charred ruins of the warehouse where Tommy died, my fingers tracing the melted edge of his badge. It was all I had left. His firefighter shield, dented, scorched. 3 weeks ago he'd called me, voice tight. "Jake, something's off. Cops were at this fire, acting weird, twitchy." I told him to stay low, that I'd check it. I was too late. I'm Jake Malone, Hawk to my SEAL brothers. 20 years in the teams, hunting terrorists, pulling triggers in places you don't name. I got out, thought I'd earned quiet. Tommy didn't. He ran into burning buildings while I ran from ghosts. Our folks died in '91, Gulf War. Dad's tank brewed up, Mom's chopper downed. I swore I'd protect him after that. Failed again. The report said accident, gas leak, explosion. Bullshit. I dug deeper. Witnesses saw squad cars circling before the blaze, cartel tags on the walls. Tommy'd stumbled onto their deal. Dirty cops and Mexican muscle moving dope. They silenced him, burned him alive. I found the truth in a barfly's whisper. Sheriff Brandt, a racist prick with a badge, ran the show. The cartel's top dog, El Toro, pulled strings from Juarez. Tonight, I started hunting. Brandt's deputy, Rawls, was the weak link, drunk, sloppy, at a dive off Route 10. I slipped into the shadows behind the bar. Men 4 slung low, knife at my belt. The neon buzzed, casting red on the sand. Rawls stumbled out, beer in hand, laughing like he hadn't killed my brother. I waited, breath slow, till he hit the alley. Then I moved, silent, fast. He didn't hear me till my arm locked his throat, dragging him behind a dumpster. He flailed, stinking of sweat and fear. "Who torched my brother?" I hissed, knife pricking his neck. "Fuck you," he slurred, then gasped as I twisted his arm. Snap, bone gave. Brandt, then the Mexicans. Tommy saw too much. "Where's Brandt now?" I pressed the blade deeper. "Safe house, old ranch, 10 miles west." He choked. "Please." I snapped his neck. "Quick, clean." He slumped, eyes wide. "First blood, not enough." I torched his car, message sent, and headed west. The ranch glowed faint, a speck in the dark. Voices stopped me cold, boots on gravel. I ducked low, saw a figure light a cigarette. Lean, scarred, Mexican. Rico, ex-Marine, dishonorably discharged. I'd trained with him once, years back. He hated cartels more than I did. "You after Brandt too?" he rasped, spotting me. I rose, cautious, men 4 ready. "He killed my brother. You." El Toro took my sister, my niece, slaughtered him. His eyes burned, been hitting their runners. "Solo's slow. Team up," I said. "Brandt's first." Rico nodded, pulling a .45. "Lead on, Hawk." We moved shadows in the night, toward the ranch. Tommy's laugh echoed. "You're the best, Jake." I'd failed him then, not now. The ranch squatted in the desert like a predator's lair, lights dim behind boarded windows. Rico and I crept through the scrub, sand crunching under my boots, the M4 a steady weight against my chest. He moved like a ghost. Marine training hadn't left him. "We'd hold in square. It's for me. Training hadn't left him. The air stank of sweat and fear. Brant's crew inside, oblivious. 4 guards, Rico whispered, nodding at shadows by the porch. Rifles sloppy stance. 2 each, I said, checking my suppressor. Quiet. Brant's mine, he grinned. Dark and sharp. Let's dance. We split, me right, Rico left. I hugged the shadows, avoiding the faint glow of a floodlight. The first guard leaned on a post, cigarette dangling. I slipped behind, knife sinking into his kidney, silent, fast. He crumpled, blood pooling in the dirt. The second turned too late. I snapped his neck, easing him down. Rico's side went smooth. 2 muffled thumps, his .45 was a can. We met at the porch, stacking up. The door creaked open, unlocked, arrogant. Inside, Brant's voice barked. Rawls should have checked in. Find him. I signaled Rico, flashbang. He lobbed it through, light and thunder bursting. Shouts turned to screams. I stormed in, dropping a goon with a headshot, the suppressor hissing. Rico followed, .45, barking. 2 more down, cartel tattoos on their necks. Brant bolted for a back room, fat frame surprisingly quick. I tackled him, slamming him into a table, wood splintered. He swung a fist, I blocked, smashed his nose. Blood sprayed. You killed Tommy, I snarled, knife at his throat. He was nosy. Brant spat, grinning red. Nigger lover got what? I drove the blade through his jaw, up into his skull. He twitched, gone. No mercy for that filth. Rico rifled a desk. Cash, burner phone, a map. El Toro's next drop, he said, tapping coordinates. Warehouse, border edge. Tomorrow. I wiped my knife on Brant's shirt. We hit it. Outside we torched the ranch. Flames licking the night. I clutched Tommy's badge. His voice soft. You always win, Jake. Not then. Now. I'd make damn sure. Rico lit a smoke. Eyes distant. My niece begged me to save her. Cartel cut her throat. This is for her. For them, I said. The war was on. The warehouse intel was gold. Order scrub. A cartel hub, pumping dope north. El Toro's operation, guarded by his best. We'd hit Brant, now we'd bleed the beast. Our Rico knew a guy, Diesel, ex-ranger, big as a tank, itching for payback, after cartel runners torched his bar. 3 of us now, a crew forged in loss. We prepped in a motel, neon buzzing outside. I cleaned my M4, Rico loaded mags. Diesel rigged C4 from scavenged gear. 10 guards, Rico said, studying the map. Trucks roll in at midnight. Power's the key, I said. Cut it, hit from the dark. Diesel, blast the gate. Rico, flank right. I'll snipe left. Diesel grunted, taping fuses. Booms my language. Midnight came fast. The warehouse a hulking shadow under stars. We moved silent, splitting at the fence. I climbed a ridge. Scope up, counting heads, 10, armed heavy. Diesel C4 blue, gate shredded, guards scrambling. I dropped 2 with clean shots, suppressed cracks, lost in the chaos. Rico flanked, .45 spitting, 3 down, blood on sand. Diesel charged, shotgun roaring, a 4th cartel thug's chest caving. I slid down, hitting the yard, 2 more guards, panicked, knife to one's throat. Bullet to the other's skull. Trucks burned as Diesel tossed Molotovs. Dope crates blazing. Rico grabbed a ledger. Names, routes. El Toro's signature. Big fish is close, he said, grinning. Sirens wailed. Time to move. We bolted, piling into Diesel's truck. Flames lighting our wake. Back at the motel, I traced Tommy's badge. His laugh in my head. Aw. You're unstoppable, bro. I'd stopped for him once. Frozen by peace. Never again. Diesel cracked a beer. Voice low. Lost my brother too. Cartel drive by. This feels right. Right enough, I said. El Toro's shadow grew. El Toro hit back. Diesel's truck, torched outside the motel at dawn. A note in the ashes. You're next. We'd cut his flow. He'd cut our breath. The crew tightened, Rico pacing. Diesel slamming fists into walls. As scared, I said, studying the ledger. Next drops tonight. Old Mill, 5 miles out. We hit harder. Rico scouted, remote, wooded, a choke point. 8 guards, El Toro might show. Good, I growled. We end him. We struck at dusk, shadows long. I rigged a tripwire, grenade, fishing line across the mill road. Diesel took the ridge, shotgun ready. Rico wired a distraction. Car alarm, half-mile off. My M4 hummed, scope on the drop, trucks rolling in, guards pacing. The alarm blared, heads turned. I clicked the wire, boom, 2 guards shredded. Rico flanked, dropping 2 more with precise shots. Diesel rained buckshot, a 5th down. I moved, sighting a 6th, headshot, clean. El Toro's SUV screeched in. Big bastard, scarred, barking orders. I aimed, a guard tackled me, knife flashing. I rolled, snapped his arm, stabbed his chest. El Toro peeled out, dust flying. Chase him, I yelled. We piled into Rico's beater, tires screaming. He'd bleed soon. Back at base, I gripped Tommy's badge, his voice faint. Don't let him win. They'd won that night. Not now. Rico muttered. My sister fought him. Died anyway. El Toro's mine too. Together, I said. The hunt tightened. El Toro's trail led to a safe house. Adobe shack, desert edge, 2 pickups out front. He'd hole up, call muscle. Hence we had hours. Rico drove. Diesel patched a graze. I planned. Fast. Brutal. 4 guards, I said, scoping the shack. Rico, left.
Diesel, right. I'll breach.
We hit at midnight. Stars cold. Rico cut the power. Darkness fell. I tossed a flashbang. Blinding. Loud. Guards stumbled. I dropped 2 with suppressed shots. Diesel blasted a 3rd. Rico knifed the 4th. Inside, El Toro waited. Pistol up. You're dead, gringo. You first, I snarled, diving as he fired. The round zipped past. I tackled him, slamming his head into the wall. He clawed my throat. I broke his wrist. Gun falling. Diesel pinned him, shotgun to his skull.
Talk,
I said. Who's above you? He spat blood. Cortez, you're fucked. I drove my knife into his gut. Slow, he gasped, eyes fading. For Tommy, I whispered. He slumped. Done. We grabbed files. Cortez name, a compound south. Back in the truck I held Tommy's badge, his smile flickering. You got this. Close, kid. Diesel stared out. My bar was my life. Cartel took it. This evens it. Almost, I said. Cortez loomed. The files pegged Cortez at a Juarez compound. Walls, guards, a fortress. El Toro's death rocked them. But Diesel took a hit. Shrapnel, a leg torn. We burned his body at dawn. Shotgun in the flames. 3-2 now. Rico slammed the table. All bleeding. Cortez is next, but we're short. For Diesel, I said, voice flat. We hit his convoy. Thin him out. Rico scouted. Desert pass. 6 guards. 2 trucks. I rigged a rock slide. Chaos bait. We struck at dusk. Stones crashing. Lead truck crushed. Guards fired wild. I dropped 3 with precise shots. Rico flanked. 45. Barking. 2 down. Cortez's voice crackled over a radio. Calm. Deadly. Kill them. A sniper's round grazed my arm. I rolled. Fired back. Headshot. Rico torched the second truck. Cash and dope blazing. We limped out. Files in hand. Cortez's lair. Next target. Back at base I sat with Tommy's badge. His laugh soft. You're the hero. I'd failed then. Not now. Rico joined. Grim. My niece's doll burned with her. Cortez ends this. For all of him, I said. The final cut neared. Cortez's convoy burned in the desert pass. Black smoke curling into the dusk. Diesel's death weighed heavy. His shotgun still warm in my mind. But the files we'd grabbed pointed south. A compound in Juarez. Cortez's stronghold. He'd lost men, money, and El Toro. Now he'd lose everything. Rico and I holed up in a safe house. An abandoned adobe shack. Dust thick on the floor. I cleaned my M4, suppressor gleaming, while Rico pored over the files. Walls, towers, 20 guards, he said, voice tight. Cortez runs it like a damn fort. We've hit worse, I said, taping mags. Next shipment's tomorrow. Big, sloppy. We strike there, thin him out. He nodded, loading his .45. For Diesel, my sister, your brother. For all of him, I said. Tommy's badge cold in my pocket. We moved at dawn, scouting the shipment route. A canyon road, narrow, perfect for a choke. I rigged C4 under a bridge. Small charge, big mess. Rico took the ridge, pistol and binos ready. My earpiece crackled. His voice, trucks inbound, 6 guards. The rumble grew, dust rising. I waited, finger on the detonator. Now, I hissed. The blast popped bridge, buckled, lead truck flipping, crates spilling. Guards shouted, rifles up. I sighted, dropped 2 with clean shots, suppressor whispering. Rico flanked, .45 barking. 2 more down. A guard lobbed a grenade. Sloppy throw. I dove, blast kicking sand over me. Rico took a graze, cursed, but kept firing. 5th guard slumped. The 6th ran. I chased, tackled him, knife to his throat. Cortez where? Compound, South Gate, he gasped. I snapped his neck. Quick, done. We torched the wrecks, grabbed a burner phone. Cortez's voice, furious. Find them. Too late, bastard. Back at the shack, I gripped Tommy's badge. His laugh faint. You're the best, Jake. I'd failed him once. Not again. Rico patched his arm, grim. My niece's screams. I hear him still. Cortez dies slow, slow and sure, I said. The compound waited. Cortez's compound loomed like a warlord's castle. Concrete walls, razor wire, towers piercing the Juarez sky. The shipment hit rattled him. Guards doubled, but sloppy, stretched thin. Rico and I had blood in our teeth. This was the next step to his throat. We prepped lean. My M4, Rico's .45. C4 scavenged from the convoy.
Key. South Gate's weakest,
I said, sketching the layout. Power's external, cut it, breach quiet. I'll take the tower. You hit the yard. Rico grinned, dark, like old times hawk.
deadlier.
I said, checking my knife. Night fell heavy, the compound glowing under floodlights.
We crept through scrub, avoiding patrols.
I wired the power box. Spark. Darkness swallowed the place. Guards cursed, radios crackling. Rico slapped C4 on the gate. Blast tore it open, metal screaming. I scaled the tower, grappling hook biting concrete. The sentry turned too late, knife to the spine. He dropped silent. I sighted the yard. Rico moving, dropping 2 guards with precise shots. I flanked, hitting a 3rd. Headshot. Clean. Chaos erupted. Shouts, gunfire. Rico tossed a flashbang. Light and thunder stunned a knot of men. I stormed in. Men 4 barking. 3 down. Blood on dirt. A sniper's round zipped past. I rolled, fired back. Tower bastard fell. Rifle clattering. We cleared the yard. Bodies piling. Inside, I barked, kicking the main door. Cortez waited somewhere, and I'd find him. Back at the shack, I traced Tommy's badge, his voice soft. You always come through.
Oh.
Not then, kid. Now, I'd burn their world for you. Rico slumped beside me, wiping sweat. My sister fought him with a kitchen knife. Died anyway. This is her fight too. Ours, I said. The end neared. The compound's main building was a bunker. Steel doors, narrow halls. Cortez's last stand. We'd cut his guard count, but the core remained. His elite, armed, heavy. Time ticked. Sirens loomed faint. All Rico and I stacked up, blood and dust on our boots. Halls, walls, alls. Jeden says. Chemi di ordil. Vent shaft, I said, spotting a grate above. I'll drop in, you breach. Rico nodded. Rigging C4. I climbed, pried the grate, and slid into the dark. Stink of oil and fear. The shaft dumped me in a guard room. 2 men, rifles up. I dropped behind, knife flashing, throats slit, quiet. The hall pulsed red, alarms blaring. I keyed my earpiece. Breach. Rico's blast rocked the door. Debris flew. Shouts erupted. I moved parallel, hitting a post. 3 guards, panicked. Flashbang rolled. Pop, they staggered. 2 headshots, 1 chest down. Cortez's office loomed. His voice, cold, kill them all. I peeked, him lean and scarred. 4 heavies. Rico stormed in, .45 roaring. 2 dropped. I flanked M4 bursting. A 3rd fell. The 4th tackled me. I rolled, stabbed his gut, snapped his neck. Cortez bolted. Panic room. I sprinted, tackled him mid-swipe. He swung a blade. I parried, smashed his face. Blood sprayed. You're done, I snarled, zip-tying him. We dragged him out, Rico limping from a graze. Back at base, I stared at Cortez, Tommy's killer, 1 step removed. Talk, I said, knife tapping his chest. He smirked. You're too late, Seal. For Tommy, I whispered, driving the blade in slow. He gasped. Gone. Rico watched, grim. My niece rests now. Close, I said. But something nagged. Bigger shadows. Cortez's file spilled a name. Don Vargas, the cartel's puppeteer, north in Chihuahua. He'd funded the cops, armed El Toro, pulled strings from a mansion. Cortez was a cog. Vargas was the machine. Rico and I had blood left to spill. We locked Cortez's body in a crate, burned it later. Vargas is old school, Rico said, flipping files. Walls, dogs, 50 men. Next meet's in 2 days. Buyers, cash. We hit the meat, I said, cleaning my M4. Thin him, take him. Rico nodded, loading mags. 4 diesel too. We struck at dusk, mansion glowing in the hills. I rigged C4 on the gate. Blast tore it wide. Dogs howling. Rico flanked, dropping guards with silenced shots. I climbed a tower, sniping 2. Clean kills. The yard erupted. Gunfire. Shouts. Rico tossed Molotovs. Cars blazed. Guards scattered. I stormed in. M4 barking. 4 down. A heavy tackled me. I rolled, knifed his throat. Rico took a hit. Shoulder. Bad. I dragged him to cover, firing back. Vargas's voice barked over a speaker. You're dead. He'd bolt soon. We pushed inside. Rico bleeding but moving. The war wasn't over. Later I gripped Tommy's badge. His laugh faint. You're my hero. I'd failed then. Now, I'd end it. Rico patched himself. Grim. My sister's ghost rides with us. With us, I said. Vargas waited. Vargas's mansion was a fortress. Marble halls, armed shadows. A king's panic room. Rico's shoulder bled through the bandage, but his eyes burned. We'd hit the meat. Buyers arriving. Guards stretched. Time to cut the head. Service entrance, I said, spotting a side door. Power's back there. Cut it. Breach fast. Rico grinned, weak but game. Let's finish it. We moved at midnight, stars cold. I fried the grid, lights died, chaos flared. Guards shouted. I dropped 2 with suppressed shots. Rico flanked .45 spitting. 2 more down. We hit the entrance. C4 blowing the lock. Metal screamed. Inside buyers scrambled. Suits, guns, panic. I tossed a flashbang. Light and thunder stunned. Min 4 barked. 3 dropped. Blood on marble. Rico took a round. Chest, shallow grunted. Kept firing. A heavy charged me. I sidestepped, snapped his neck. Vargas's office loomed. Him old and wiry, pistol up. Your ants, he snarled. Firing. I dove, round grazing my arm. Rico tackled him. Weak but fierce. I smashed his wrist. Gun falling. Spare me, he begged. No, I said, slashing deep. Blood pooled. He was done. We limped out, Rico pale, mansion burning. Back at the shack, I held Tommy's badge. You did it, bro. Close, kid. Rico coughed, grim. My family's free. Free, I echoed. One last shadow lingered.